Hi Sagittarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2011. Now, in one sense, this is a gear shifting phase when you're going to be moving from one set of circumstances or one approach or one situation to another, but in the process maybe feeling a little bit more sensitive and self-protective because you're gauging, you're weighing, maybe you're plotting and planning. It would be a good time to be doing that actually for the future. Part of what is concerning you may be that you haven't got the overall control, or maybe you've got to work within somebody else's parameters, or deal with somebody else's needs, requirements, behavior even, and you just don't have that freedom. So you've got to tread carefully, maybe because of feelings, or maybe because of some other reason. So you've got to just keep the cards a bit close to your chest with certain people at certain times. However, also your mental focus could be very much on corresponding and thinking bigger, really. Thinking about travel or those at a distance, connecting with those at a distance, but your mind may be on those sorts of things. Also higher communications, long distance communications, and communications equipment as well, like vehicles and computers and phones and stuff. But collaborations can be energetic and productive, although you must be careful that somebody else's drive and push isn't making you spread your energy too thin, or somebody else's needs isn't making you spread yourself too thin. However, ideally you and someone can find a way to cooperate and really do business together, which is very productive. It will have a demand on you physically, with your physical energy probably and effort, but you can always find, a win-win solution if you really look. Conflicts can occur at times, differences of opinion, but really this is a time when teaming up with another is valuable. However, if you're used to being very sort of passive, really, with these certain others, then this is a time when you just might want to push your energy forwards a bit and take more control, or be more assertive, or decisive, initiate, be firmer, or the other way around. If you're like that anyway, maybe you just sometimes want to pull back with your energy. Now, I've spoken about the outer, slower moving planets before. I'll just do that again here. A couple of them have moved, or a few of them have moved actually. For about 12 months, your ruling planet Jupiter is going to be opening up new opportunities in the employment sector for you, Sagittarius. And improvements can be made here. You're likely to have more enthusiasm for your daily routines. You feel you're getting onto something over this time, but initially it might mean that there's a chance meeting, or you and somebody cross paths, or you just hear about something on the grapevine. It just does seem like, with Jupiter, planet of expansion and abundance, that something can kind of drop into your lap almost. But you've got to make sure it's the right thing, because another thing about Jupiter is it brings abundance, and if it brings abundance, it might bring things, it might bring too much, or not something which is inappropriate really for your kind of life's journey. So you might have to just separate the wheat from the chaff with these opportunities. Or if you're working on something already, you might have to learn how to manage your time better, prune it, edit it. It's not all about work, it's about play as well, to have a balanced life. But you generally, I think, this is an area of flow for you. You could be developing interesting skills. You could be getting your head around new knowledge. You could be seen, in fact, as the teacher, as the speaker, as the communicator, the guide yourself by others during this quite long transit, nearly 12 months of Jupiter in this sector of your chart. It is beneficial if it's, handled and used in the right kind of a way. And also benefits can come through co-workers and others who will tend to see something in you, see something about your potential, recognize your ability, and appreciate your contribution. So definitely work opportunities are likely to flow in your direction, or training opportunities in your direction during this phase. But don't take on too much, or grab the first thing that comes along. Okay, and another thing is that it will definitely benefit health, any health matters, your own or somebody else's. Once again, it can really be beneficial for health, but once again, separate the wheat from the chaff, health practitioners and so on. Also, because Jupiter is connected to travel and foreign lands, there might be more connection between your work and what you do for a living and those at a distance, or travel, or the travel industry, transport, foreign lands, and equipment, that will carry and convey a message out further, over the wider stage. So it looks like, that has a lot of, that could really boost things in the work area for you, Sagittarius. Now also, Saturn's in another long transit until late 2012. It's slowly chipping away at maybe old social groups and social setups, whether that's personal or professional, making you feel like you're outgrowing them, or maybe there's certain people there that maybe have put obstacles in the way, just made your life a bit difficult. However it is for you, you're beginning to think along different lines about, who you hang out with, but and why you do that, but also plans, or perhaps not even plans, but wishes and hopes and dreams that you've had on the back burner of your life for a very long time, something you always rather fancied doing, or going to, or experiencing. Saturn has a tendency to really test us, so it might keep that thing just out of your reach, tantalizingly like the carrot there. But Saturn rules time, so you've just got to take your time, but be patient and persevering and almost dogged about, getting to that place, because actually Saturn is also a great builder, and if you meet the vibrational criteria of Saturn by step building towards something that you wish to achieve for a long time, or with hanging out with a new sort of set of people, which might come as a spin-off of what you've waited to do for a long time anyway, then you will get there by the time Saturn has finished the transit. You're very likely to be a heck of a lot closer to it. And so your job is just to build a firm foundation to be able to achieve whatever that means for you, related to a long-term sort of hope, or a cherished hope, really, or a worthy project. It might be to do with working with others for something bigger than you, working with groups for a higher cause, a bigger cause, a worthy project of some kind. And also, it could very much mean that you've navigated your way through a hierarchy, and you found a new place in that hierarchy, and others begin to see you, in a very different sort of a light. And you're hanging out with people who see you in a different kind of a way, or you're functioning with that group in a different kind of a way, and you've got to work very hard at putting your own take on things into that group mind, that collective mind. Also, this area is about higher mind stuff, higher collective unconscious even, and so maybe even your antennae is going to become more sensitive as you reach up into those higher wavelengths. Now, you Sagittarius born in the first week or up to the first 7 degrees of Sagittarius rising are likely to feel this vibration most strongly this month. The planet Uranus is going to underpin all of this for you, Sagittarius. It's in a sympathetic area. Uranus has moved into Aries, going to stay there for 7 years. That means that you're going to be attracted to groups of people who tend to expand your consciousness. or you just get catapulted into some sort of group which expands your consciousness and get you to think along new and innovative sort of lines. There could be even more fun on offer and definitely more unconventional things, more creative encounters, or the study of a weird subject like astrology. Some of you might get an interest in something like that. And there may be a new friendship or a love relationship with a foreigner or somebody who comes from a very different background. So that would be right up your street, Sagittarius. Now, Uranus will stimulate your creative free spirit in this sector, and you're likely to feel inspired and willing to take a leap of faith. Or at least try a more creatively liberated approach to things. And you Saggies born in the first week or with the first 7 degrees of Saggy rising are going to feel this most strongly this month. By the way, what I just said about Saturn, that is not correct. So delete that. I meant to say that for the position of Uranus. Saturn will be affecting you Saggies a lot later on than that. You Saggies born around the middle of the month, actually. Now, Neptune temporarily shifted into Pisces, putting itself at the root of your solar chart. It's going to be there until August the 5th. That indicates you'll need to set in place firmer boundaries related to, your space and your privacy, and family members or people who are kind of in the close proximity or neighborhood to you. Perhaps, having to just draw that line there. And also, there might be chaotic conditions or people who around you who you're connected to, but whose lives are there's a certain amount of sort of uncertainty or a confusion or instability even with that one. Uncertainty, really. And so once again there you might have to really put yourself out for people, but still keep that space that I'm talking about sacrosanct. Might take you a while to get that sorted out, but that's the direction that I would advise. You Saggies born in the first couple of days, or with the first 2 degrees of Sagittarius rising, going to feel this vibration most strongly this month. And now Pluto, well, you know a lot about Pluto, you Saggies. So over many years, Pluto in its new position is going to be evolving you through the material side of life, through what you have, through money, maybe matters, property matters, possessions, and feeling at times as though you are at somebody else's mercy where these things are concerned. You haven't got the overall control you like over those things, but also seeking to get control, and maybe others seeing you as controlling or ultra super sensitive about all of that side of life. So eventually you're going to discover where your true security is, and just follow that star. And you Saggies born from November the 26th to December the 2nd, or with 3 to 8 degrees of Sagittarius rising, going to feel this vibration most strongly this month. And from the 23rd, a more adventurous vibration in store, when you're going to be drawn into unusual areas which can teach you a lot, but still you might be striving to spread yourself a bit thin, reaching somebody else's requirements or meeting their schedule or rules, and a little bit preoccupied by resources like money, property, and the like. And that's it for July. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll add to or subtract from what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.